Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Or will be good morning now that we're recording. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm very pleased to call us to order, and I'm going to ask Stephanie, can you do a roll call, please?
Of course. Ava Bermudez Zimmerman has not yet joined us. Adrian Cochran. Adrian has not joined us. Molly Weston Williamson.
Here.
Sheila Hummel.
Sheila, you're on mute.
Sheila, you're on mute.
Present.
Justin Zartman. Justin has not joined us. And Sal Luciano. Sal has not joined us yet. We do not have a quorum.
Thank you, Stephanie. So recognizing that we do not have a quorum, we will continue not voting on anything, but we'll start moving through the agenda and hopefully we'll get a quorum later on. I do want to pause and acknowledge that I believe we have a few members of the public with us. So if anyone wishes to introduce themselves, they are welcome to, but are not called upon to do so. And with that, we will move on to reviewing, but not approving because we don't have a quorum, the October meeting minutes. Are there any discussion, any questions about anything from the October meeting minutes?
Nope.
Okay, great. So hearing none, we will put that on hold until and unless we receive a quorum to take a vote on approving those. And with that, I will turn it over to Jessica for an outreach and engagement update.
Thank you, Molly. All right, so I have a short and sweet update for today. Oh, I saw Justin just entered the waiting room. Do you want me to pause so that you can go back to the minutes, Molly?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Do we need to formally confirm that we have a quorum now?
Good morning, Justin.
Good morning. Sorry I'm late.
Okay. Where is
At the airport.
You're our magic third vote. So recognizing that we now have a quorum, I'm going to take us back a step in the agenda to the review of the October 20th meeting minutes. Is there any discussion on the minutes from the October meeting? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the October minutes?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Sheila.
Oh, you're welcome.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Justin. All those in favor of approving the October minutes, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed to approving the October minutes? Any abstentions from the approval of the October minutes? Okay, then I believe the ayes have it and the minutes are approved. Thank you, everybody. And I'll turn it back to Jessica for our outreach and update. Our outreach and engagement update. It's a lot of words.
Thank you. All right. So as I mentioned, I have a short overview to share with you today on anything new since we met as a board last week. So I wanted to share that we are planning to do some social media around Small Business Saturday, which of course is on November 26th. So what you see here is a post that we've put on our social media encouraging small businesses who have been helped by the paid leave program to record a short video and send it to us so that we can share that. We are working with the owner of a small business in Hartford who shared with us not only how pleased she was to be able to have this benefit for her employees, whereas, you know, previously as a small business, it would have been prohibitively expensive for her to have a paid leave program in place, but she also used it herself. She had registered as a sole proprietor and used it herself when she had a baby recently. So we're working with her. She's agreed to provide us with a short testimonial that we can post, and we're hoping that other business owners may be able to, record something and send it to us as well. But the idea is that we'll just be sharing leading up to and on Small Business Saturday, facts, figures, statistics of how small businesses are helped by paid leave policies sort of as a whole, how it makes them more competitive, how it helps them retain talent. And this just goes to further our education and furthering the knowledge and perception that people have of paid leave and how it helps not only the individuals, but also the business community that we know makes our communities so strong. So that's something new in the works. And then we talked about our National Caregiver Month push. I wanted to share some other information that we have put out there over the past week. So we did release, send out a press release about paid leave for caregivers, specifically focusing on the intermittent leave and how caregivers can use that to help their loved ones if they need to bring them to doctor's appointments, but also to take care of their own needs. A couple of quotes you see up here. I'm not going to talk about it too much because Nancy actually had the gentleman whose quote you see, Tyler Gaetano, on her podcast. So I'm going to let her talk about that. But he had just some really great quotes and things that we were able to pull out and share on our social. So we continue to highlight that for the rest of the month. And we've gotten some really good feedback from organizations that we've tagged in our posts saying, thank you for helping us promote this really important cause, which is nice to see that our reach is spreading to different organizations in different parts of the country. And a huge shout out to Jacqueline, who's been working really hard on helping put together those posts and different groups to tag in them. So thank you for that. And, sorry. Oh, I linked this. That's what happened. I linked this so that everyone could read it afterwards if you would like to. So if you just click on it, you'll be able to get there. And then lastly, I just thought I'd give an update on our outdoor media because it's been a little while since we've talked about that. And so sometimes out of sight means out of mind, although I hope it's not out of sight because I know that Andrea always tells me that she sees it when she's driving up and down the highways. So just in the past month, mid-October to mid-November, you can see a listing of where our billboards have appeared. So pretty good spread between 95, 84, 91. We've got Meriden, New Haven, Route 8 interchange would be down in the Bridgeport area. So we've got some good spread, some webcam images of the different ads that are up there right now. And what I really wanted to share that I was so pleased with is that our performance, we were over delivered on our performance, meaning we were guaranteed to have our ad showed just over 143,000 times over the month, and we actually received almost 173,000. And so our ad was showed almost 30,000 times more than was promised, and that generated over 900,000 more impressions based on the average traffic patterns in the areas where these billboards were placed. So again, it's been something that's been ongoing, but it's been a while since we talked about it. So I thought I would just share, especially with the good news that we received more than we had paid for and agreed to, which is always good. And so with that, I will stop sharing. Happy to answer any questions anyone might have about those elements or anything else that we're doing.
Thanks so much, Jessica. It's amazing work, and the billboards in particular are fantastic. I did want to ask, and I know it's always been sort of a small part of the strategy, but if the authority is adjusting any of our strategy in light of the fact that Twitter is rapidly melting down. I know it's only part of a bigger picture, but I was curious about if we had any particular thoughts in relation to rapid developments on that end.
Yeah, so thank you for bringing that up. I actually did consult with Miranda Creative, who is the agency that assists us with our social media placements, and had that very conversation last week. Their recommendation, and they are known as sort of a specialist in the social media space, was that there's a lot of attention on Twitter right now, right? So it's still a good place to be. If there's eyeballs there, we want to be there. But with the understanding that we'll continue to sort of monitor as it evolves, and should it become a negative environment in which our message appears, then we will reconsider that strategy. But we have at the same time also been, as I think I mentioned, we recently expanded to put some ads on TikTok as another way to reach a different audience. So, you know, we're kind of social media, I mean, all media, but really social media is one of those things that it is constantly evolving, and it evolves so rapidly. And so you have to kind of evaluate it month to month and stay on top of what's happening. So that's the long answer to yes, we've talked about it. Right now, we're not moving away from it, but we're going to continue to just kind of keep our eyes on it and see if we need to make a change.
Got it. Thank you. I mean, I assume that under any circumstances, Twitter is a relatively small piece of the overall outreach puzzle. Is that right?
It is, and we actually don't do any paid advertising on Twitter. It's all organic. So we put our paid social media budget into Meta, which is Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn for the B2B, and now in TikTok and YouTube, which is a Google product.
Yeah. And you just answered the next question I was going to ask, which is I assume we're not putting a ton of resources into Twitter, but if we're only doing
Organic.
then staying in is a very small resource commitment when you're already generating all the materials and stuff elsewhere. And thank you. I really appreciate that context.
No problem.
Other questions for Jessica before we move on to Nancy? Okay. Hearing none, I will turn it. Thank you so much, Jessica. I'll turn it over to Nancy.
Good morning, everybody. Monday's episode was the 19th podcast. And as Jess said, I got a chance to talk to Tyler Gaetano. It was in regards to ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, for those people who don't know what it is. But every 90 minutes, someone is diagnosed and someone dies. So every 90 minutes, someone's diagnosed and someone dies. And Tyler's 27 and he cared for his mother as she was failing, and she had bulbar ALS. So she lost her speech really quickly. And what was so powerful about him was that he understood exactly what she was trying to say. So he was her mouthpiece. So it was a really wonderful podcast, and he's such a thoughtful guy, you know, and it was so nice to see a male caregiver, which is not most cases. So he was really thoughtful, and it was just wonderful to talk to him. And I also spoke with Jackie Rose. She's the executive director of the Connecticut chapter of ALS. And we talked about a lot of things and progress that's being made. And so it was really wonderful to talk to them. Next one is on lung cancer, because November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month. And I spoke with a Yukon physician. His name is Omar Ibrahim. He's a pulmonologist and a top lung cancer doctor. And I also spoke with Diane Wilcox. She's a nurse practitioner and tobacco treatment specialist. So it was a really good 1-2 punch. So that is the next one coming up. And so far, we have 1,169 downloads or listens. And the top apps that have been used are Buzzsprout in embed player on our site is the top one. Number 2 is Facebook. Number 3 is Spotify. And number 4 is Apple. And most people are listening on their mobile phones. So instead of computers. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And that's my update on the podcasts.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Any questions for Nancy? Okay. And with that, I will turn it over to Jacqueline for legislative updates.
Hi, good morning. Not much has changed since last week. We're working on updating the legislator toolkit and getting ready for the first day of session on January 4th. So you are, just getting materials together and getting ready for that. There's 30 new legislators, so there's quite a number. So we'll be doing a lot of outreach to them, hopefully ahead of time. They don't get email addresses until they are sworn in, but you can get their personal email addresses by reaching out through we have phone numbers, but so it's going to be a good time. I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting session. Just the governor has hinted toward a really policy heavy session. So, for us, it's just exciting to watch from that perspective to see what Connecticut does. We're usually a leader nationwide. So, and obviously with paid leave, we are. So so that's about it. It's just a lot of getting ready and excitement. So I don't know if anybody has any questions.
Thanks, Jacqueline. I had one, which forgive my Connecticut ignorance. Are the chairs of the relevant labor committee staying the same?
Yeah. I would imagine sometimes they don't appoint chairs until later in December, but I would imagine that the chairs would stay the same.
Gosh, I know we have excellent champions there, so it's always good to get
Yeah.
They're still in there.
Yeah. So, and the Senate has some new, usually the Senate, every legislator seems to chair a committee. So there's a few, just because there's only 36 of them. And they, there's a number of committees. So it'll be interesting to see who gets appointed where, but I think we'll still be good with labor.
Got it. Thanks so much. Any other questions for Jacqueline?
Hey, Jacqueline, it's Justin.
Hi, Daisy.
Hey, so for Senator-elect Hockendahl, we talked a lot about paid leave during the campaign. So when she comes back from vacation, I think her and, Senator Kushner want to be very proactive.
Oh,
So,
good. Oh, good.
yeah.
I can reach out to her ahead of time. That's
Okay.
good to know. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Justin. Any other questions or suggestions for Jacqueline? Okay, hearing none, is there any old business anyone would like to raise? Hearing none, is there any new business anyone would like to raise?
It's
I see
Justin.
Justin, then Sheila.
It's not really new business, but I was thinking, and maybe we've talked about this on the for a podcast episode. So my friends, they just had their second child. He works at Yale, and the first child was before paid leave, second child after paid leave. So he's getting much more of a benefit. Yale is subsidizing, the salary. I think that may be an interesting spin, right? So what Yale has done because of paid leave in Connecticut.
I don't know if you can see Justin, but there's a lot of nodding happening.
Okay, thanks. Sorry. I'm in the airport
sorry.
garage. So,
Yeah.
I forgot that you're in the car. That's right. You just said you're in the
Thanks for
airport
the
garage.
info.
Yeah.
Yeah, so would you mind mailing Nancy the details, the
Yeah,
contact, so we can get the person, get them going?
Certainly.
That'd be
Alright,
great. Thank you.
Mhm.
Nancy, it
We
would
should
be
talk
so
to the
interesting.
dads.
So interesting too to hear kind of from the perspective of parents before, parents
Yeah.
after, and how their experience, in their capacity as new parents is different from before and after.
Sheila, it looked like you had something to say too.
Oh, no, I just took myself off mute. No, this is all good stuff. This is really good stuff. I've known quite a few people that have used family paid leave too, and it does make a big difference. Really does.
It's wonderful. Thank you. So I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh, no, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Any other new business?
I just wanted to mention, I meant to mention in my update. So you've seen the 2 testimonial videos that we've already produced. We do have actually 3 other individuals who have agreed to work with us. And so the videography for those is being done this coming Monday. So hopefully by our next committee meeting, we'll have some new testimonials to show you, and some diversity in terms of not only geography, demographics, et cetera. So I'm really pleased that I think when we're all done, we're going to have 5 that are really representative of the population of the state and the population of folks who are using the program.
Thanks, Jessica. And am I remembering right from last month's meeting that one of them you either are going to or have already recorded in Spanish as well?
That is my hope. I'm fairly certain that at least one of the individuals is bilingual. So I have asked our videographers to make sure that if she is and she's willing to, that they record in both.
Got it. Thank you. Any other new business? Okay. Hearing none. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second it.
All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed to the motion to adjourn? Any abstentions from the vote on the motion to adjourn? hearing none, I believe we are adjourned. It just always cracks me up, but like, that's the rule. We're supposed to say all the things.
Actually, technically, I am a walking Robert Rules of Order. I'll just admit that. If you only have the two committee members and they vote aye, then you're done. Because
Oh,
then the
awesome.
idea is to try to, if you have other committee members that haven't responded, then you do need to give them the opportunity to do that. But you basically like the ayes have it and we're
Got
out.
it. If
So
all,
you're
if all the
good.
votes are in. See, we're
Yeah.
learning things this morning too. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful morning, and we will see everyone post Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Holiday.
Bye,
Happy
have a good
Thanksgiving.
holiday.
Yeah.